Hi, I'm Mariana Velasquez. I'm a cookbook author and textile designer, and I'm here to show you my favorite sesame chicken empanadas for a summer picnic. Let's get started with the dough. I'm going to put all-purpose flour into the bowl of the food processor, and then a little bit of fine cornmeal or masa harina, some kosher salt, some ground coriander. This will give the dough a really spicy, delicious flavor and kind of like a little bit of depth. Pulse a few times. I have some melted butter here. Then I'm gonna pulse this a few times until the dough has a little bit of like a sandy texture. I'm gonna add some plain 2% Greek yogurt. I'm going to pulse it a few more times. I don't want to overdo it because over-mixing the dough will make it gummy. Lastly, going to pour some cold water. It may seem that the dough isn't entirely incorporated. I want to bring it together on the counter, and I'm going to flatten it to make it into a disc. I'm going to use some plastic wrap. I'm going to throw this dough into the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes so that the dough has a chance to relax, and then it's really easy to roll it out. Now let's make our sesame chicken filling. I'm gonna start with some red onion and then cilantro until it comes to a fine paste. And then I'm gonna add some rotisserie chicken. I will add some tahini paste, some lime juice, and then some olive oil, achiote powder, chili chipotle powder, some kosher salt, and a little bit of black pepper for good measure. Pulse this a few times to just bring it all together. I have a pretty good solid paste that I'll measure into tablespoons into the center of each empanada disc. And I'm gonna transfer this into a non-reactive bowl. I will cover and refrigerate until ready to use. And before I assemble my empanadas, I'm going to preheat my Breville oven so I can air fry them. 375 for 18 minutes. My dough is nice and chilled and relaxed so that I can roll it. So I'm gonna use a pastry cutter, cut the dough in half so that I can work in batches. Sprinkle a little bit of flour on the surface. Then I'm going to go ahead and roll the dough into a pretty thin layer, about 1/8 of an inch. If it starts to get sticky, just turn it over. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take my metal cutter. I'm gonna dip it in a little bit of flour. And being very efficient, cut your empanada discs pretty close together so you can get many in one go. So I'm gonna lift these scraps, which I'll save to roll out again later. And finally, it's time to assemble our empanadas. So I have my discs. I take a spoonful of the filling and place it right in the center. Make sure to not overfill because otherwise your empanadas will burst open in the oven. So with a little bit of water, I'm going to go all the way around each disc. This will ensure that the empanadas won't open up with the heat of the oven. Go ahead and close them into that half moon shape and feel free to stretch the dough out a little bit. And next, to ensure that the empanadas don't open while they bake, I'm gonna use this little fork and press it together. I also kind of love the design, it's very traditional. I love making empanadas because it could be a communal effort. In my pizza pan, I'll place the empanadas all the way around, giving a little room in between each other. And now with some egg, which I've whisked with a little bit of water, I'm going to lightly brush all around so that they get nice and golden and very crispy. And I do a very thin layer of this egg mixture. So now I'm ready to air fry. And while I wait, I'm going to call my mom and tell her that I've been making these all summer long. She's gonna be so happy. It smells amazing. I think they're ready. They look perfect. Just carefully take them out. So I'm going to plate this batch right away while they're nice and warm. So I'll make a nice arrangement over here. And then to garnish and to add a little bit of flavor and acidity balance, I'm going to go ahead and cut a juicy lime into wedges and then going around to get the most yield out of that lime juice. And then here's my trick. To keep my herbs fresh in the refrigerator for a long time, I take a damp paper towel, wrap it around the bunch, put it into a reusable plastic bag and refrigerate. They will last forever. They keep super fresh and crisp. And then the stylish trick, I pick a few of these crisp cilantro leaves just for garnish, but they also add a bit of flavor if you take a bite. I don't like using unedible garnishes. It actually defeats the purpose. And here you go, my famous sesame chicken empanadas. You can find these and many other recipes in the Breville Plus app. And now I have to try them. This is how you do it. Take a little bite.